Let's get into it, baby. This is Travel Bang back again. Welcome to the jungle. We got funny games. Thanks for rocking with me. Oh yeah, it's been a hectic week, but I'm back to share some of my expertise. I want to point something out. No one is using this terminology. As everyone has noticed in North America, we are in an economic recession. Okay, the prices are going sky high. You know, at first you try to ignore it like it's not happening, and then you realize it's happening. Okay, that $100 dinner, when I'm going on a date with a woman, the $100 dinner now is $150, $160. Okay, and I'm not one here to complain, you know what I'm saying? But hey, you know what I mean? Yeah, I make pretty good money, but I'm a stickler. I'm a little geizig, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to my money. Now, what we're entering and we've been in is a SEX, okay? A Humpty Hump recession. We are in a Humpty Hump recession, okay? This is crazy. You know what I mean? It's not just me saying that. We talked about this before. There's analytical, scientific research to report that, saying that this is a 30-year low when it comes to men and women not doing the Humpty Hump, okay? So there's always going to be the blind, okay? The sheep who follow blindly and they're just stuck and lost, you know what I mean? Running through the jungle naked, blindfolded, you know what I mean? And then there's going to be that small percentile of men, okay, that make it, okay? Just like through an economic recession, there are men that make it through. They're still living their best life, no matter if there's an economic recession or not, right? And then there's the other larger percentage, right? The 80, 90% that they get economically, financially beat up during that time. And the same thing with the Humpty Hump recession. Men who are just, a lot of men out here, just year after year or month after month, they're in a dry spell. They're just not getting any erotic affection from the opposite sex, you know what I mean? And this is crazy. And I'm not here, this isn't one of the channels that say, let's find out a reason why it's happening. This isn't that channel, okay? What I want to say is this, okay? One of the biggest things that I see why men, two things actually, what really hurts men on getting to the point where they're having at least once a week Humpty Hump with a woman that they're attracted to, right? Is this. What is up with this 1 through 10 beauty scale stuff? Look, I'm all for it. And I was a big fan of The Godfather, Kevin Samuels. God rest his soul. He was one of the best things that ever happened to the dating coach, manosphere community. He is a legend in his own right. I don't care what anyone says, okay? But the 1 through 10 beauty scale, we need to calm it down with that, okay? 1 through 10 beauty scale it's a little bit effeminate. See, when I joined the U.S. Army, okay, when I got out of high school, I was supposed to go to Bethune-Cookman College. I was just lazy. I didn't want to go study and go to college. So I joined the U.S. Army. You know, I followed in my father's footsteps. And what I want to say, when I got in the U.S. Army, what they told me, when I got, after boot camp, we went to Fort Lee to do the MOS, job training school. And I was snotty. I was kind of snobby, you know what I mean, when it came to females. And somebody looked at me, this dude, and he was like, yo, you need to quit all that. And I was like, what? The 1 through 10? Nah, you got to get with the binary system. And I'm like, what? The binary system? And he said, yeah, the ones and zeros. That's what it is. The ones and zeros. Would you sleep with her? Would you do the Humpty Hump? Or would you not do the Humpty Hump with her? Quit all that 1 through 10. She's a 3, she's a 6, she's an 8, she's a 10. You know, we used to call it back then a 10, a dime piece. That's what we used to call it. That was the 90s where, oh, she's a dime piece, son. You're real son. She's a dime piece. Look at that. You know what I mean? So the 1 through 10 system has been around for a long time. That's why I'm bringing that terminology, dime piece, up. But I want men to start doing the binary. 1 or 0. Okay, when you get older, you gotta leave all that behind. Look, when you look at a woman, would you do her or would you not? Would you do the Humpty Hump with her or would you not? That's all you got to do. Ones and zeros. Don't make this complicated. Don't turn this into a Miss America beauty pageant. Okay? Don't do it. Leave it alone. We got to get away from that. I'm telling you, it simplifies things and you won't regret it. Next thing. Okay? Whew, this is mind blowing. When men do go on a date, you know what I'm hearing from most of my clients, the majority of men, they're all reporting the same thing. That they go on the date and at the end, wah, 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 wah. Okay, what happened? I'll tell you what happened. The failure to go Keno. I'll tell you what happened. The failure to go Keno. Okay, Keno is an old school terminology back from the style and mystery era. If you read the book, The Game, you're the Secret Society pickup artist, you don't know nothing about that, you need to read that book. Okay, and Keno is like, I'm gonna make an example. Go out to dinner, she's enjoying her meal, you're enjoying your meal, you're drinking wine, she's drinking her wine, and blah, blah, blah. You're laughing, you're making jokes, you're saying flirtatious things, you're asking personal, erotic questions, perhaps, making it a man-to-woman conversation. You know, letting her know that, yes, in my pants, I have a DICK. You know what I mean? And at the end of the date, an hour, hour and a half later, however long it goes, and you're walking her to the car, that's when you make the move. Most men don't. Believe it or not, they don't. They don't. They're waiting for the sun, moon, and the stars to align or some type of sign in her eyes, a spark. And I get it. I get it. I'm from that era. Brothers, I get it. I'm from that era where women used to throw signs. You know, you could see it in their eyes. You know what I mean? But we're not in that era no more. It's past. It's gone. You have to be, shall I say, the fire starter. You know what I mean? And a lot of women they're reactionary to touch. You know what I mean? To the act. The act of seduction is the action. Okay? It isn't always just the words and this. You're not going to talk your way. Well, sometimes you can, but you're not going to talk your way into intimacy. At the end of the date, you got to make the move. What I call it is crashing the plane. Go ahead and crash the plane. The reason why I say this, meaning go ahead and get rejected. I want you to go ahead and when you go Keno, when you go in for the kiss, that's what I'm saying. When you go in for the French kiss, I want you to know you might get rejected. But I want you to look forward to the rejection. I want you to look forward to the rejection. Already envision in your head, I'm going to do this and I know it. I know she's going to pull away. So that way when she does the opposite of what you thought, your mind are going to be blown. You're going to be like, wow, really? Ooh, wow, this is going way better than I thought. But the main point is you got to put in action. When the date is over, go in. If she pushes back and says, nah, or she might even beat you to the punch. She might even say, hey, it's not that type of party. You're a nice guy, but I'm just not feeling it, right? But go in. If that doesn't happen, go in for the kiss. And if she stops you, it's over, it's good. You say, okay, all right. And then you play it off. That's when you say, oh, my bad. I usually say, my bad. You're a very attractive woman. I couldn't help myself. You know, once you say that, a lot of women, they cut you some slack. They cut you some slack when you say that. Okay? But that is ruining it. This is ruining it why men are not being able to get intimate with women. We're living in an era where men are so, and it's rightfully so. The whole Me Too movement and the false accusations of this and that. Oh, he harassed me. I get it. But if the woman is already consented to going on a meal, a dinner date with you, gentlemen, okay, I really doubt it, that if you go in for a kiss at the end, that she's going to run off and start screaming, talking about, he molested me. I don't think so. I think the worst case scenario, gentlemen, is she'll push you away and say, no, it's not that type of party. I'm sorry. You know what I mean? And hey, and like I said, you got to build up that callousness. It's like sparring in martial arts, getting punched and kicked in martial arts when you spar. right? At first it's like, oh God, it hurts. It's like, oh, getting punched and kicked in the stomach and the face. Yeah, that hurts. But you know what? After a year goes by of sparring in martial arts, it doesn't hurt as much anymore. It's the same thing with rejection. You just gotta get rejected to the point where you think it's a game, you think it's a joke. You don't even take it serious when women reject you. And that's where I'm at in my life. But then again, it took me a long journey to get to where I'm at. You know, and that's why I called the channel Travel and Bang. You know, dedicated to life as new adventures and the embracing hedonistic pleasure. Because this is what life is about. You got limited time on the planet, make the best of it, and don't not do things. Just do it. Even if you regret it later, as long as you're not breaking no laws, you're not really hurting nobody, you're just do you. You know what I mean? Be all the charismatic, you know, sarcastic, fun-loving, player, okay, that you can be, okay? And you know what? Remember this. I'm gonna sign it off on this. Life is boring for most people. Why do you think they're always on the internet? Why do you think everyone's looking in their phone? Because the majority of people live boring lives. If you're that guy, the fire starter, the guy who Mr. Charisma brings the energy of fun, love, positivity, you know what I mean? Mr. Sexual, you know what I mean? You know, Mr. Humpty Hump. I'm telling you, if you're that guy, women will love to be around you. They'll always want to be in your presence because life is boring as it is. Before I sign off, I want to say this. I want you to look at life as a movie. You're the main actor in your movie. And this is where a lot of pickup artists back in the day talked about frame control. I was in a group in Facebook called May the Frame Be With You, right? Frame control is understanding that your life is a movie and you have to bring the woman into your frame, your movie. If you're only going into her movie, her frame, this is where women get turned off, okay? Most people live a very boring, mediocre, bland life. This is where all the addictions come from. Alcohol addiction, pill popping addiction. It's $1 trillion industry in pharmaceuticals. Somebody taking these damn drugs. You understand? It's a very boring life. So if you can view your life as a movie, and every time the woman goes out with you on the date, you show her that when she's with you, it's just this high definition color movie. You know, you're Vin Diesel, she's in an action movie, she's in she's in your frame. And you're like, welcome to my movie, baby. Ha! You're gonna love it. Pirates of the Caribbean, biatch. You understand? Women are gonna like to be in that frame that you present to them. But if you're stepping into their frame and you're just giving them bland, boring, non-high frequency vibrational conversations, you're not being high vibrational conversationist, then women are gonna find it, you know, and that's when the punani is going to dry up faster than the Sahara Desert, okay? So I want you to remember that. Let the woman step into your frame, okay? Don't step only into her frame. Bring into your frame. It's all about controlling the frame. And this is what turns women on. I'm going to sign off. Thanks for tuning in. This has been another one of Travel and Bang. Asombroso.